What's up guys, this is Vince Verma and I'm very excited today guys. The reason behind my excitement is none other than this day we are going to review about the adventure touring bike guys. Yes guys, you heard it right. The bike is none other than the Benelli Trk 502. Yes guys, you guys heard it right. This bike looks like Hulk. Just look at the bike guys, it's really very crazy. So let's get started guys, and you're watching BVJ Tech Motor Riders. The first thing that we are going to feature is none other than the looks of this bike guys. This bike is really a massive machine and it looks very big guys, and the overall fit and finish of this bike is really very good. And not only that guys, the plastic and the fiber parts which are used in this bike are really of a good quality and improves the build quality of this bike. This bike also gets the twin halogen headlights in the front section, and not only that, in the rear section we also get the LED tail light and the LED indicators, which looks very attractive guys. And we also get the handlebar guards, which looks very attractive for this bike. And as I said before, it is an adventure tourer. The ground clearance of this bike is really very good, and yes guys, I will discuss further about that. And talking about the road presence of this bike has a really mind-blowing road presence, and this bike looks really very big and attracts all the attention of the people, and maximum people will ask what all the details of this bike. And trust me guys, no one will say that this is a 500cc bike. It's really amazing thing, and the overall looks of this bike are next level. The graphics in this bike also are very attractive, and the overall fit and finish of this bike is in next level. Talking about the engine specifications of this bike gets a massive 500cc dual cylinder engine which almost puts out a 47 bhp of power at 8500 rpm and 46 newton meters of torque at 6000 rpm. And this bike has a good amount of torque, and we can feel the torque of this bike. And this bike has a 4 valve per engine. And not only that guys, for each cylinder we get each spark plug. That means in this bike consists of 2 spark plugs in it. And the gearbox of this bike is also butter smooth, and it consists of 6-speed pattern which shifts really decent well. And at the side of the engine also we get the Benelli branding, which looks very attractive for this bike. And yes guys, being an adventure tourer also, this bike can do easily a top speed of around 150 plus kilometers with good comfort. This is really a very good thing for an adventure touring bike. And talking about the smoothness of this engine, it is really very smooth, and there are almost zero vibrations during the engine running. The tires in this bike are almost the off-roading tires, and we can also ride these tires in the city conditions also, but for the off-roading these tires are very good and provides good comfort during the off-roading. And not only that guys, this bike gets the 120 by 70 section tire at the front section and 160 by 60 section tire at the rear, which provides a great stability during the off-road conditions. And these tires provide better grip on the roads, and we get the alloy wheels in this bike, that is almost 17-inch alloy wheels in both the front and as well as the back sections. And yes guys, these tires are the tubeless tires and there is a very less risk of puncturing of the tires. The braking power of this bike is really very good. The brakes provide a very good stopping power for this bike, and not only that guys, in the front section we get the twin disc brakes which looks very big, and in the rear section we get the single disc brake which offers better stopping power, and the front disc size is about 320 which is really very massive, and the rear disc size is about 260 and literally this bike stops from 60 to 0 in less than 2.5 seconds. It is really a very good thing, and the twin disc brakes in the front offers a good stopping power for this bike. Being an adventure bike, the suspension in this bike is very comfortable and it is best suited for the off-roading conditions, and it just does off-roading like nothing guys. And really the suspension is very big in this bike, and almost in the front section we get the 50 upside down forks which provides good comfort in the off-roading conditions. And not only that guys, in the rear section we get the preload rebound adjustable suspension which is also adjustable, and they provide very good comfort on the off-roading and the harsh road conditions, because this bike is meant for the off-roading purpose only. So the suspension is quite better when we compare it with the other bikes, and we can do very well off-roading with this help of the suspension. Speaking about the instrument cluster guys, this bike really has a very good instrument cluster. This instrument cluster is an analog plus digital cluster which shows maximum information guys that any bike can show. The information this bike uses: the speedometer, the tachometer, the trip meters, the time, the low fuel level, the low oil level, the low battery indication, the ABS light, the turn indicators, the high-low beam of the vehicle, the heat engine temperature which can also be shown in centigrade as well as in Kelvin, which is really very advanced feature in this bike. And not only that guys, this bike also shows the average that the bike gives. This all the features are a very advanced features in this bike, and I personally like the instrument cluster of this bike. And yes guys, for an adventure touring bike, the speedometer is really suited for this bike. And nowadays more advanced features are also coming for the bike, but for this bike it is really a best thing. In the front section we get the halogen headlight, and they are very bright guys, and believe me, the brightness of these lights in the night conditions is very good. Being the halogen headlights also, they are very powerful guys, and there is no requirement of extra lights for fitting in this bike for the touring purpose. If you are interested, we can keep the extra lights also, but the brightness of these lights is that sufficient that there is no reason for keeping the extra lights for more brightness. In the rear section we get the LED taillight and the LED indicators which looks very attractive, and they are very big guys, and the brightness of these lights is too good, and they can be easily spotted by the backside people during the night conditions. This is a very good safety feature. And not only that guys, the indicators in this bike are too big. They are LED lights and they are almost 3 inches and they are very bright guys. So these all are the features in this bike. Talking about the fuel tank capacity of this bike, as being the adventure touring bike, this bike should have the good fuel tank capacity, because in some areas there is no fuel stations, so this bike should have good fuel tank capacity. And surprisingly guys, this bike gets almost a 20-liter fuel tank capacity, which is very good, and the reserve capacity is around 3 liters guys, and it is very amazing being an adventure touring bike. And in the city conditions we can expect an average mileage of around 25 to 30 kilometers, and on the highways 32 kilometers per liter, which is a really impressive mileage for a 500cc segment adventure touring bike. Yes guys, in the front section we also get the visor and the windshield, which is really very big and reduces the wind blast, and it is really a very useful thing for this bike. This bike weighs around 235 kgs, which is really a bit heavier, but practically speaking guys, the weight distribution of this bike is really well done, and I personally rode this bike and I did not feel the weight of this bike. This is really a very good thing for this bike. And also, being an adventure touring bike, this bike should have the good ground clearance, and practically and frankly speaking guys, this bike has a good ground clearance of around 190 mm, which is really very great to cross all the roads and harsh road conditions with great comfort. And this bike does off-roading just like nothing guys, and the ground clearance of this bike helps this bike a lot. Not only that guys, the seat height of this bike is nearly 800 mm, which enables all the riders to ride this bike with great comfort. But when we see this bike feels like it is very big and the seat height is very big, but practically this is just only 800 mm, which enables all the riders to ride this bike with great comfort guys. Speaking about the main point in this motorcycle, the cost of the motorcycle, as the cost matters a lot. So this vehicle costs around 5,10,000 ex-showroom price Hyderabad, which is a really good price tag, because this bike has all the features that the adventure touring bikes has, and it is one of the best picks that you can take from the adventure touring bikes. The feature that this bike has is the good fuel tank capacity, the twin disc brakes with ABS as standard, the good instrument cluster, the good mileage of this bike, the good power of this bike, and these are all the features that makes this bike one of the best adventure touring bikes. So guys, if you are planning to buy this bike, one thing I can help you, that I will directly in the description box below, I will directly give the Benelli showroom number, so that you can directly contact them, and further details and all the questions you have, you can directly ask them. They can easily help you out. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you found this video useful, please hit a like button and don't forget to subscribe our channel and press the bell icon and be a part of our family, because with your support only we can do much more videos like this video. Until next time, this is Vinit Verma signing off.